Hello, my name is Caleb Mackey and I am a mental health therapist. My specific license is a licensed professional clinical counselor in the state of Kentucky. And today I would like to share with you two books that I just picked up from the library that I thought was so helpful for me in understanding how to work with people, that if more people knew about this in the regular public, I just wonder how helpful it could be and would love to share that with you today. Both books come by the same author, Dr. Feldman Barrett, who is a psychologist. Her first book, How Emotions Are Made, The Secret Life of the Brain, was the first one that she did. It's a little bit bigger. I kind of think that this is more of a book meant for professionals. Can still be for the public as well, but just a little bit thicker, meant more to try to go into the nitty-gritty of explaining why she does what she does and what she believes and her theories. And then she made a second book called 7.5 Lessons About the Brain. And this one I thought was very cool, very helpful, a lot smaller. I think very helpful for the general public to get their hands on, because it almost takes how emotions are made and then comprises it almost a third of the size to where it's like, okay, little self-help book, there you go. But it's more than just about self-help. Dr. Barrett believes very much in the idea about how our brains are processing organisms. And whenever we equate emotions or beliefs about situations, it's not really the brain that does it. It is the mind that works in conjunction with the brain. It goes a little bit deeper, and there's definitely more of another video that we need to be able to separate that idea, but this is a very brief summary. Your brain takes in the information from everything that's going on around it and constantly makes predictions. Your mind, which is more uniquely you, is what allows you to determine for yourself what helps you in the world to survive, also to enjoy and to find meaning and purpose. But it's all done through your own experience, through all of your senses, through all of your experiences, and then making predictions and seeing if it works. She kind of calls it the body budget. And the body budget is what helps us survive by noticing what's going on and then trying to send messages through the body, through chemicals, the neurotransmitters that people know about, dopamine, serotonin, all those other things, to try to help balance and to try to bring back stability and safety. And then the mind takes that body budget and says, what does that mean? What does that look like? This is also my interpretation, so people are more than welcome to disagree, and that's okay. But I just thought that it was really helpful to understand that idea, to go, oh, that's why sometimes people misunderstand each other's emotions. Because to Dr. Barrett, she says, duh, both people are ascribing different sets of value on different emotions that they each view differently. Even if they may use the same language, it still doesn't exactly mean they're on the same level of what they understand in the depth of unique experience of the emotion or the sensation that they are experiencing along with the emotion. So for her, her biggest thing is understanding why your brain does what it does. And then the part that I really would love to share with you is the emphasis on responsibility. That's a tough one because it's hard being responsible. However, it is true. And I'm going to take a quote here from 7.5 Lessons About the Brain that was very helpful. We talk about freedom. That here in America, we talk about that each of us are individually free. And Dr. Barrett says the price of personal freedom is personal responsibility for your impact on others. And that's very important because, yes, I'm free to do what I want to do, say what I want to say. However, as soon as the words leave my mouth, as soon as the action has left my body and entered the atmosphere around me, it will then cause, I could almost say like tectonic shifts, but that's a little more geography and geology type things. That's more other types of science. Probably even then I'm just like, that's not even really exactly geography, but tectonic shifts in the environment that affects everyone else around me that sees it, and then it impacts what they do. And then in response, they make a choice, it impacts me, and then we go back and forth. And my responsibility is to understand that when I'm trying to talk to somebody, even if they bring up a word like an emotion, like sadness, I have little to no idea what that means. And how Dr. Barrett says it really well is she equates it to the idea of currency. And at least this is kind of a theory for me that I don't know if it matches exactly what she says, but I really would like to share this to say, when it comes to emotions, we give it different levels of value. And I kind of think of it like when I was a kid, $5 made much of a difference in my mind and in my emotions and what it could accomplish, compared to today that now I'm an adult, I work, I make money. $5 doesn't really hold the same amount of value or get me as much as I did as a kid. And so that type of thought process helps me understand too with emotions that if someone says I'm sad, I still don't know what that means exactly. What does it mean for that person? How does it specifically, individually impact them on a daily that it may not impact me? If I'm sad, maybe I just kind of feel a little down, but I can still function. I can still go out and do things. I can still do whatever. And then some people can experience sadness and it levels them out on their bed and they're out for days. I've been very surprised when I hear people talk about being so sad or so depressed that they can't even get out of bed. And I'm like, I mean, I've been sad, but I've never been that low hit to where I can't even get out of bed myself. And so Dr. Barrett explains it really well to say the currency value of emotions between two people are almost always, I almost guarantee, different. They're going to each experience those different emotions differently. So that's why how we then try to talk to each other to help each other may work or may not work. And it really makes sense when I work with couples, because if they're trying to talk to each other about one couple, one partner says they're really sad about what they've missed in their relationship. And then the other partner goes, I'm sad too, but you don't see me complaining about it. They're really misunderstanding the level of currency that to this person, that was $1,000 that has been taken from their emotional account or relationship account. But the other partner believes, oh, it was just a $5 withdrawal. It's not that much. We can recover. To the other person, not as much. And so the responsibility for each of us to say, I know that you and I are going to be different in how we view this. And then make sure that I focus on trying to understand from where you're coming from, what it means to you, how I can help better understand what it means for you and how to help you with that. Goes against our natural brain's predictive qualities, which is another thing that Dr. Barrett talks about, is our brain constantly takes in information, constantly makes predictions. Our mind makes beliefs associated with what information is taken in, how our body reacts to it, and then what is the result. So with our brain constantly doing that, no wonder we miss each other's amount of value that they may put on certain emotions or certain situations, and how we can easily miss each other. So hopefully from what you've heard today is that everybody's brain is like this. Nobody is immune to the predictiveness of the brain through their own unique experience, which comes through their bias. And that's okay, because it still makes us each unique individuals. But it is our unique responsibility to look at the other person across from us and to say, I know that you and I are going to be different about this. I may not agree with you on everything about what you're experiencing or how you experience it, but I still want to try. And I want to give you and your process the space to share what is going on, and for me to non-judgmentally hear you and listen and help us work toward a more unified future. So hopefully, I hope you'll check out these books, How Emotions Are Made and 7.5 Lessons About the Brain. Thank you very much for your time. It was so helpful for me, and I hope it'll be helpful for you. See ya.